If you enjoyed the treat that was Lake Champlain on day 1, well, you definitely will enjoy Lake Champlain on day 2. What a fantastic fishery bordering Vermont and New York. Plattsburgh, New York is our host city this week. It's a special region of the country, especially for this man, Taku Ito. First year fishing for smallmouth last year, and Such netted him 2 top 10s.
Okay.
Taku loves smallmouth, Ronnie.
He loves smallmouth, and he has proven it this week. Catching them in a way that some other anglers are, but he's fishing a little deeper. And with the conditions we've had, maybe it's not the best place to be. He's still in the top 10 despite that, and going into Saturday, the conditions may get better for the Japanese second-year pro. Coming off his first Bassmaster Classic appearance just a few weeks ago, Taku is showing why he loves the northern swing.
Started 5th. Ronnie caught a lot of fish, but they didn't have the heft, the size. They were a little bit over 3 pounds. He didn't get the near 4 pounders he really needed.
He definitely had the quickest limit of the day, it seemed, though, and our day 1 leader, Buddy Gross, 21-13 to pace the field on day 1 here at Lake Champlain.
And what a start. Thought he was going to do it again.
Look at this, one of the first casts he made all day.
That's how to start the morning right there.
That is how you start the morning, but man, he had some trouble landing some fish later, broke his line, jumped some fish off, and that's just hard to do on quality bass because the weights are so tight here this week, and you can testify to that, Such. An ounce is a position, a pound is a dozen spots, 2 pounds, that could be 30 spots on the leaderboard.
Now, he's still ailing with that bad ankle he sustained last month right before the Classic. Still a little sore, a little tender, hurts him when he dings it up. But he's giving it his all and doing pretty dang well, Ronnie.
15 pounds is something that 81 anglers did on day 1. Most of the field did that. That is what Buddy Gross was sitting at when Bassmaster Live ended. Where that will put him, we will see. For this man, he was worse off than Buddy Gross. He had fallen down well below the top 45 cut line throughout the day on Bassmaster Live. Only 1 or 2 bass in his live well for most of the day. And then later in the day, Such, he kept his head down, stayed focused, determined to figure it out on his favorite body of water in the world, Lake Champlain. And Carl Jacobson, 2 smallmouth late in the day, really boosted him. It didn't only boost him from the cut, it boosted him into the top 10.
Oh, yes. I bet all his fans down in Australia are still fired up, Ronnie. 3.5 pound average. He should take that today. We'd like a little bit more.
Is really what you expect when you take a trip to Lake Champlain. There are so many 3.5 pounders in this lake, and these smallmouth right here are ones that Jacobson will remember forever because they kept him in the game this week, but they also could keep him on the Elite Series for the future with how his AOY season's going on the uptick. Meanwhile, California angler, it's a day and 19 hours from his hometown, Such. 3,000 miles.
Figured that map quest out, huh?
3,000 miles from Oakdale, California's Randy Pearson all the way to Lake Champlain, Plattsburgh, New York, and he is feeling very comfortable here this week in the top 10. 3rd place after day 1, backing it up with another 17 plus pounds today. Still in our top 10 overall.
Yeah, he'd love to stay in there and finish on Championship Sunday, Ronnie, get a top 10 finish.
He is one of our anglers that has came from the Bass Nation, the grassroots, fishing locally in California. You can see how shallow it is in his area right there. But for Randy Pearson, taking some skill learned in California, the Nico rig, some of those finesse tactics, and able to catch some largemouth and smallmouth. And then he mixed in some topwater late in the day.
Also didn't get the big 4 pound bite. We had more than 45 on day 1. Day 2, in the 30s.
One guy who caught plenty of fish today, Chris Zaldane. I would say, Such, a great day of fishing for our 6 guys on camera, but I would say Zaldane caught the most, and he may have caught the same amount that the other 5 did combined. He caught so many good fish today.
They're all cookie cutters, though, those 3.5s.
His scale kept reading 3.45, 3.5, so many 3.5 pounders for him, and he was able to get to around 3 3/4. It's the smallest I'd expect him to have over 20 pounds on the day, and he did so with some unexpected lures, some bigger than average baits in New York, and then he went to the prototypical baits that shine in this place.
And the stuff he likes throwing.
for the most part, had his area together. Was able to run around, check out nature, and follow what the pattern was telling him out on the water. But he didn't have a lot of company. He did have one angler nearby that was catching him as well.
It's a deeper flat kind of feature list, and there is an angler who's watching him and he's seeing them.
And those guys will split up fish, but a guy who really knows probably more spots on this body of water than anyone else that are productive, Brian Schmidt. He's from Maryland, but man, his track record on Lake Champlain is so impressive. I'm gonna read it off, Such. He's won first in local series events, 4 top 10s in tour level events, opens wins as well. Brian Schmidt may love tidal fisheries. Champlain's not one, but man, he is so good at this body of water.
Yeah, he won here in 2016 with about 20 pounds a day, and he's doing better than that this week so far.
And as expected, he is really hauling around some big largemouth, but at the end of the day, he started to mix in a couple smallmouth, and those smallmouth will really be the X factor. If he can keep that going into Saturday and into Sunday, that'll be the deal. And this one right here, his last cast of the day.
Oh,
what a giant smallmouth. He's gonna hold it up for us and show us how big that one is. Look how big that smallmouth is. Over a pound cull for Brian Schmidt at the end of the day, and he will be one of our main figures tomorrow on Fox Sports 1. You can check us out 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Fox Sports 1, Bassmaster.com as well. And we will be live 8 a.m. Eastern Time all the way until first flight checks in the afternoon for the day 3 of the Guaranteed Rate Bassmaster Elite at Lake Champlain.